Hi everyone! How are you doing today? It is Wednesday. That means we have another episode of our Mini Mayhem with me, Vee Mus'e, and thank you so much for joining us here on WizKids YouTube channel. I'm gonna do the whole YouTuber thing. While you're here, do be sure to go down below and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you want to find out when we're doing fun live streams like this or when new videos are uploaded, please be sure to ring the bell, and that way you'll get notifications too. Today is going to be a very fun day. First of all, we have a couple of items that are releasing today, which is fantastic. I'm also going to show off something for you that's already out there and floating around, but I think it's a really worthwhile bit to have, especially if you're one who likes to have scatter for their terrain layouts for your tabletop games. And finally, the last thing I'm going to show you is fantastic. And I was playing around with it yesterday afternoon and just having fun with the different permutations and the ways to set things up. And I think you're going to enjoy what I have to share with you as well. That being said, everything you see today, please be sure to contact your FLGS and see if they have them either ready for pre-order or whether they have them on hand in store or if they can help you place an order. Now we understand with the day and age and everything going on right now, you can also go online if that is not an option. Now I've made sure in our description down below you too can order online using those links that I'm providing, whether it's through the shop.wizkids.com or through our Amazon store. So those are your various options for getting these miniatures and these sets that I'm going to share with you. And that is going to hold true for every single live stream I do with Mini Mayhem. Also, please let me know if the music is too loud for you. I'm still trying to get that fine balance. And look. I got wireless earbuds now because I realized that having to play around with the cord was definitely not fun, and especially for today's stream with the one thing I want to share with you, that was not going to be pretty. So it's not bubblegum stuck in my ear. I'm not saving it for later. I'm listening to the music, but I'm finding it's kind of making things louder on my end. So if it's too loud for you, let me know and I can just ooch it a little bit there. And yeah, so let's get things going. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much everyone for the likes already. That is fantastic to see, and it is so very much appreciated. And this is also going to become a regular event. We're planning on doing these every Wednesday, and I'm so excited about that because Wednesdays are when we do our releases so people know what's out and about. All right, now that I've jabbered my little head off, let's take a look at the first product. Oh, before I forget, if you have a specific question about a product or anything in general, please be sure to in caps type question, and then that'll help me see it a lot faster in the chat because I do have the chat going, but you know, a girl's got to watch her stream information, the screen and everything like that. So question, just make sure that my eyes fall on that faster. But so very cool to see so many lovely names in the chat already. Oh, I see Galactus. Yes, Galactus will be happening. Not to worry, but today we are focusing on WizKids product. This means our 4D settings line as well as our Deep Cuts line. So here, let's take a look at first. This is the one that I said is already out and about, but I think is a fantastic one to have in your terrain collection. This is the 4D settings Castle Barracks. And it's one that I think is really helpful for when you're getting things set up as DM or GM, when you're trying to set the scene for if you're going inside of an armory, if it's something where you're invading a castle or, you know, a castle keep, things like that. This is a super wonderful set. I'm going to read off what's in here and then I'll show you a couple of pieces because they do have some fun features to them. If you want to get a hold of this, I did make sure that its information is in the description along with a SKU. It is selling for $49.99, pre-painted, ready to use, right out of the box, which is quite helpful. So I'm going to hold this up, block my face, and try and get it so yoink. So what you're going to get in here are 6 foot lockers, 6 halberds, 6 spears, 6 swords, 3 shields, 3 bows, 3 armor on stand, 3 bunks, 2 chamber pots, which chamber pots are important, 2 chamber pots, 2 wooden benches, 1 wooden table, and then you have 2 small weapon racks, 1 large weapon rack, 1 training dummy, and 1 archery target. So this is something that I am very happy for. And I was smart this time. I did make sure to open up the boxes beforehand so I'm not fighting with the tape. But let me take it out of the box. And it comes in a nice little blister, and I'm going to switch down to the overhead so you can see this better. I was also smart. I put myself down in the corner so that way we're not having to play the toggle. But this is what it all looks like in its blister pack, like a so. but it's these that I really want to show off to you guys. So let me, hold on. It's always fun when you have to worry about the popping sound of the blister pack. So the lockers, you can actually open up, which, how fun is that one? And if you wanted to, you could put things in there. So if you're trying to set the scene, like say, you could put little rolled up pieces of paper to act as scrolls is something they find. But I like that you have these interactive elements that go along with it. So these are the foot lockers. Again, they pop open. And again, oh, that plastic sound. So here we go with that. And then you also have, I'm not going to take them out because there's a lot of them, but you can see all of those weapons right there, which I think is so much fun, especially because then that becomes something where your players could even put those to use in game. It gets it more immersive, in my opinion, you know. And up here we have the racks for the weapons, and here are the training dummies. Or no, there's the training dummy. This is the armor on stands, and here are the bunk beds. And it's all really well painted. Let me pop out a bunk bed stack so you can see those. Well, Fred, just, you know, I see your comment there and I appreciate that. One thing I will say about our Warlock Tiles line, there are a lot of cool things that have been in line that we're working on that I think a lot of you are going to be happy and pleased about. And now that I'm finished saying that, focus, focus, focus. Here we go. So here is the bunk bed, which I wanted to show off because look at, you have this great detail of the folded fabric, nicely painted, so it's showing it off. And it's just those little extra touches that, as a mini painter for pre-painted miniatures, I always appreciate seeing the fact that you can tell they've gone through to bring out the details all the more. So that's the bunk bed in there. Altogether, a very helpful set. And you can also take bits and pieces of this and put it to use elsewhere. So that is what I wanted to show you here for the Castle Barracks. This is one of those sets which, speaking of the Warlock Tiles, is great to get for your Warlock Tile system. So again, you can get your different rooms laid out. It's something where just the simplest touch of one thing here and there as you're putting your rooms together, it really will set the scene and get everyone keyed into, oh, okay, right now we're sort of in the library, or hey, here we are in the guards room and things like that. So this is a really good set to add to your collections, especially if you're one of those people who, I know not everyone's a mini painter. I don't expect everyone to be a mini painter, but if it's something where you want to have minis on your table that have the paint and they look great, I really do like this set. Speaking personally, my honest opinion. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. That is already out. So that's one of those things, again, contact FLGS, see if they have it on hand. If they don't, they can work with you and try and get that ordered. And if you don't have an FLGS by you, which I know is a situation for some people, online also works. Next thing up, these are releasing today. And we talked about the Unpainted Miniatures Wave 12 last semester? Oh, that's not the right word. Last stream. So we talked about how UPM 12 is coming out today. So all those lovely miniatures I talked about last stream, they are out and they are available now, as are these two sets. Okay, so these are part of what's getting released. I'm just going to show them, get the glare off. And these are the WizKids Deep Cuts Castle Kingdom Retainers and Royal Court. Now, I am a huge fan of these because a lot of times I personally find as a DM, more often than not, yes, there are some fantastic miniatures out there, especially for PCs. These are great NPC miniatures. So I'm going to take them out so you can get a closer look. There is a lot happening in each of these sets. So let's take a look first at the Royal Court. These both are going for $39.99, just so you're aware of what it is. But you're getting a lot in these. So that, here we go, Royal Court. Okay, so here's Royal Court. I'm gonna hold that up for you and I'll take it out of the box so you can see it without the glare and everything like that. But I want you to hear everything that's coming in this one. And there we go, it's focusing-ish. I have autofocus going on this one on me because there's a lot of up and down. So you're getting a king, a queen, a male knight, a female knight, a squire, a page, male nobleman, female noblewoman, there's the word, prince, princess, male herald, male cupbearer, thrones, dais, lectern, tome, table, table objects, braziers, female jester, and brazier base with LED, which I think that's fun. All right, so let me take these out now. away from the microphone. And I'm gonna flip to the overhead so you can get a better look at these guys as well. And that's gonna be a quick little click. Here we go. So here are all these great minis, and let me just scooch over here. And as I mentioned in the reading, there are these parts that are set up with LEDs in them, and that's actually pretty darn cool. Let me see here. I'm gonna make you buy the D&D starter. Let me pull this open because it's got this great lid to it to keep everything in place. Little details like that, because the reason why I like that is after the fact, once you take it out of the box for storage purposes and you paint them all, you can use this as an effective means of keeping them stored and safe in your collection. Oh, and there goes, hold on a second. See that? I have tiny little ears, so I think my earbud might have to get shrunk down. I lost my bubble gum in my ear. I'm kidding. So here you have this full set. And like I said, there's all these little bits through here. So keeping this blister packet, even if you want to put it back in the box, is going to be super helpful for you once you're done painting them. Let me take out these one here, and we'll talk about this LED feature. And you're going to start seeing this happening more often in a lot of our products, where there is going to be an LED light. So here you have this, and what you do is you flip it over, and the batteries, they can be changed out too. That's another question we've been getting a lot about, the LED features. Same thing is also for the summoning circles for the Warlock tiles. You will be able to switch your batteries. You're just going to want to make sure you have, you can see there's two little screws here. Have like a little miniature screwdriver set on hand. Quite frankly, I find that handy to have anyways, just with general terrain creation and mini painting on my end. So I always have one on hand, but there's this little button that you can press right here, and it will activate the LED, which, give me just a second here. I have nails, so my nails get in the way. There we go. But you can see it lights up. And then for this particular set, what you would do, once you get this all painted and going separately, there are these braziers right here, which are separate from the LED feature as well. Sorry, I'm trying to focus and talk at the same time. It's an interesting situation. I've also had a cup of tea that's been way too caffeinated, so if I start talking a mile a minute, let me know. I have a bad habit of doing that. Let me see here, just quickly catching up on the sets. Will there be painted versions of scenery miniatures? I can't answer that officially for you, but we do try to make sure that we give you a variety of options. It's something I will mention though, was a question asked in the stream, absolutely. So this is the brazier, and as you can see, it is that transparent plastic that many of our miniatures with effects are taking on. Reason being, you can go through and paint this, and once painted, then take it over to its stand. You will want to make sure you glue this on to keep it secure. And when you place it over, what will happen is it will take on the lit effect. And so your flames will have a glowing effect to it, and wherever you paint it solid will paint, the rack that goes around, that will not show the light, but the light will shine through everywhere else where you keep it transparent. So it's just a fun little touch to add to the scene. Again, it creates this immersion to your settings. So that is one of the cool features that come in the Castle Royal Court. And it's a couple click throughs to turn it back off. So you can see you can turn it off again, which is quite helpful. Let me put this back into place. And so I'm just going to take out, let me show you the king. The king. So here we have the king, and I do want to zoom in a little bit. There is a reason why I have changed the typical overhead that I do, and that is because what I'm going to show you soon is a completely different story. It's one of those things where I need it to kind of be at a different angle. So let me just toggle this in slightly. There we go. Okay, so here we have the king. And I'm just going to rotate him around a little bit. Let me move this out because the camera's fighting that. So here is the king. And I'm going to try and, there we go. So he's got this great folds to the cape. He's got his crown. Just some really fun details. And you can see all that I'm a fabric fan with miniatures. So he is all set and ready to go for you to get painted. Yes, these are all pre-primed in case that was a question. So it's literally take it out of the box and start painting away. That is not gonna be a problem at all. And let me see here and just check in the chat quickly. We will be doing, I'm seeing people asking about HeroClix. Yes, we will be doing streams. We have a lot of things in the works for streams. We're realizing that it'd be helpful to show off some stuff for you. So I'm hoping we can get more products in front of you so you can get a chance to check these out. And who else did I want to show you? Because I thought it was, oh, let me show you the thrones. So here is one of the thrones. And again, the details on this are wonderful. I love that there's this tufted pillow on the back. I mean, that's just a really fun little extra touch. And you have these griffins on the armrests. And you also have this engraved wood detail going on here. It really is a fantastic piece. And depending on how you paint it, you can make it look, you know, super grandiose, like a velvet cushion and everything like that, or you can have it be the golden throne. I'm just going to spin it around so you can see all these details going through. And even the back, you can see here, it has all of those little extra bitty details, which really just amp it up that much more. And this is speaking as, you know, miniature painter as well. And I'm going to bring this over because there's a lot of them. And here you can see all the fun little table details. You have something, you have the suckling pig. There's a collection of breads. You also have some other little bits over here of meats. So it's just, it's really fun. You can literally set your table and get things going. And again, it's just this variety of miniatures that fall into that NPC land, because those are super helpful for when you're having more of an RPG moment in your games, so that your players can interact with them and see who's where and what they're doing. Yes, Fred says finally a throne, and there's actually 2 of them. There's 2 of them. If you get that reference, hooray. But right up here at the top, you see, you get the 2 thrones over there and a dais as well. So fun stuff. So that is, anybody else thinking a ghost court? Oh, that'd be funny, Ryan. So that is the royal court. Let me flip this up to main screen while I put this away. So super helpful, especially if you're doing something where you're in a castle quite often, or you might have something where you have to go and interact. I'm trying to do this so it's not too loud. Where you have to interact with the king and his retinue, all that loveliness. And I'm just going to tuck this over here for now. Get that out of the way. And let me grab the other one. And this is the Kingdom Retainers set. Okay, and these are both the ones that released today. Like today. For both of these sets right now, definitely contact your FLGS. This is one of those things where they're not quite ready and up and listed on our store just because shipping has been interesting lately. I wonder why. But FLGS is definitely reach out to them. Say, hey, I saw this. I want to know more about it. And they'll take it from there. So let me get this. Shifting some windows around. Let me get this to overhead again. And I will also take it out of the box. And it too has that lid that I discussed before, which when it comes time for storage after the fact is super helpful. So I'm going to, I gotta figure out a way to make this so it's not crazy loud. Bear with me. It's gonna be loud, there's no way around it. Ta-da! Lid is off, and here you go. So this, you don't have quite as many of the miniatures in terms of NPC style minis. And I'll read off the box contents too. So I'm going to place this down here, and I will list off what we have in here. So in this particular one, you're going to be getting a female military commander, a male second in command, female cook, male baker, male jailer, female dung sweeper, yes, 2 banners, 1 shield, 1 ring of fire, and I am sorry, that song is going to be stuck in your head if that is the case. Water basin, command table, oven kiln with LED. Like I said, we're getting more LED features in here with our miniatures, and I think it's just so much fun and so cool to bring into the game. A bucket, a shovel, a mop, a dung pile. Did you ever think you're going to need a dung pile? Well, now you're going to have a dung pile. Cargo boxes, rope piles, net pile, and 1 stocks. So let's take a look at that LED feature that I was speaking about in the oven. Okay, so this is the oven right here. And it too has that little button at the bottom with the screws. So if you need to change out the battery, all you have to do is unscrew that, pop in a fresh battery, and you'll be good to go. And same thing, you just want to press that little nub there. There we go. Once I can get the right angle with my nails. And you'll see there is this light up feature right inside. Now this has a couple of options for the oven. You will have right over here, they're so tiny. Basically it's kindling. So like a pile of kindling right here that you can stick inside the oven with the light off. But when it comes time to having that on, if you're displaying it on, there is another one of these transparent deals. This is the fire. So all you would need to do is paint it up. And when you're ready, slip it in and you will have your fire inside of your oven. So I thought that was a bunch of, it was fun to do. And the fact that you can have it with the light off and have just the kindling in there, or you can have it with the light on and have your fire going, really fun, cool touch. Why the flaming hoop? You know, that is a good question. I'm not sure. I will find out why the flaming hoop. Unless you have to jump through hoops for... It may just be for display purposes, quite frankly. I could see it being something fun to combine with the court gesture from the royal court, quite frankly. And again, you just go through and click, and it turns itself off. It's like 3 clicks, I want to say, is the cycle, because it will dim slightly for each click. So that is the oven. The other thing I want to explain in this is we did do some preview shares of these miniatures, and it was this one. This is the one I chuckle about because everyone's like, why is she playing shuffleboard? Well, I'm gonna make this make more sense in just a second. So you see we have, this is the female, which one is she? She is the commander, female military commander. So standing alone, it does look like she has that little shuffleboard thing, but wait, it's gonna make sense in just a second. Here we have the command table. Okay, so basically this is a setup of the table. You'll get, and you can see it has a nice little tablecloth over it with the wood. I mean, the wood grain detail is crazy. I'm really happy to see all that detail in the table itself. But what you do is, I'm not going to take them off because these are small pieces, but you also get these little pieces of basically castle towers and castle keep type of setups, so that you can create this layout upon which you have them on the table and you place her next to it, and she's basically just moving these pieces around for strategy purposes. That is what that is. It is to move around these little bits. I mean, if she wants to take a cruise, that is completely up to her. If it's been a long campaign or something like that, sure, she can have her vacation as long as they pay her. But that's why she has this particular piece in hand. It's so that when you put her by the table, you have someone who is able to control and manipulate the pieces on the table. That's what that is about, because we were getting questions in terms of that. So that, what else? Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. I always feel silly saying that. But here again, you have the ability to pop open and put these to use if you wanted to. And actually you can even have fun and put some of the things inside of here, like the coils of rope and things like that. But that's always fun to have it where they're functioning. And let me see, how about, oh, looking back at the chat here, how about flame LEDs and the dragons? You know what's interesting? I have seen people take their dragons and DIY that and put LEDs in them for the breath effects. And it is really very cool. There was something else in here I wanted to give you a quick look at. Oh, that's right, the coil of ropes. So, I mean, this is just for the sake of detail. Even the coil of ropes have those little notches that you will see in natural rope, which I think is just fun to do. There we go. Trying to get at a good angle here. But detail is definitely the name of the game with these minis, and I'm having fun seeing them, and I cannot wait to paint them. Let me take out one of the miniatures so you can get a good sense of what they too will look like. Oh, let's do the baker, because he's one you can pop right next to the oven, and you can see he's got his loaf of bread ready to go. The apron has those great folds in it showing some motion. And the back, the apron's tied, he's got his cap on. Again, one of those really good and handy NPC style miniatures, which I know more and more people are looking for. And these are also great complementing sets to the townspeople set that we already have out floating around as well. So you can really enhance and create more. And like I said, I'm just going to put the lid back on. So that way, that is all set and ready to go with that one. So this and the Royal Court, again, they're going for $39.99, just released today. FLGS, thumbs up, definitely reach out to them. And I am going to flip back up to the bigger screen. Hi, we took a little trip, and let me just check the chat quickly. Oh yes, Icewind Dale is on dock for a reveal. Let me see, next week I am doing Pathfinder. I think I was planning for the week after to switch back over to D&D. So not next week, but the week after, I do want to take a look at our Icewind Dale line because they're pretty cool looking. I already showed you the Chardolin, but the miniatures themselves are, oh, they're fun. There's some really amazing concepts, but let's regroup to here. So those were the three that I wanted to show you from our UPM as well as from our pre-painted for the Castle Barracks. And now we're going to get into the thing that I really did want to show off for all of you, because this is a piece that I think people are going to get excited about. It is a terrain piece. It's one of those things where it has been made to be multifunctional. It has a couple of, actually it has a few different permutations for it so that you can have it look like something new on your table. I need to just move a couple things. Pardon my dipping out of frame. So what I wanted to do is show you our stone bridge today. And this is something that is available for pre-order now. So again, that's one of those things. Contact FLGS. Not an option. Go online and you can pre-order through that. And I'm breaking down what you can expect when you order this, because I'm of the mindset where it's always helpful to have in front of you what you can expect from the packaging, from the product itself, so that way you can make a better decision on your own if this is a product that's going to work for you. And plus, it's kind of cool to see all the little extra touches that have been put into this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the box in which it comes. Now, I've taken this all out ahead of time because talk about blister noise. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the box you will receive this in. It's a big box. I'm going to have to lean back. So here's the box, and it would be inside of here. Like I said, I took everything out because of just space. I don't have a massive studio. I'm working with a little bit of smaller space, but here's the box it comes in. So on the side, you'll get some of the artwork for the stone bridge. And this is with the 4D settings line. And here's the stone bridge other side, and you can see you have some fun little details here. And here is the back. Ooh! All right, so all these fun details on the back of the box as well, showing off some of the pieces you can expect. You can see there's the bridge there. You get a couple of guard figures, guard towers, and I'm gonna show you all these things as well. But this is the box, and you can open it from either side. I recommend taking the tape off of both sides, opening from one side and then the other side, and pushing it through to get it out. It is also rather heavy. It's another one of our chonker pieces, and just like the dragon. This weighs about 7 pounds, everything put together, so just keep that in mind. So this is the box that you will get this all in. Now let me tuck that out of the way. Okay, you go live down there now, and then let me show you when you take this out of the box. Come here. You are going to get this stacked setup of blisters, okay? And it comes in 3 layers. So let me explain this to you and tuck that back into place. So the top layer here, this is what's going to have the main bridge in there. And as you can see, there are these twist ties that are put over and around to keep it extremely secure in its packaging, so there's no wobbling around, no shifting around. It is well protected and well placed. So this is your top layer to your blister. Put that there. Second layer has more for the bridge itself. All right, so the elevated pieces. So those will come in this section of this blister. Again, kept nice and secure in the packet. And then the bottom has all the fun little bits that go into it. And like I said, I took everything out, okay, just to make it easier to show this all off for you. And this is where all those smaller bits and other feature pieces are going to be included for your bridge. So that's what you can expect when it comes shipped to you. It is a heck of a big box, Mad King Henry. I agree. It's a good sized bridge, and that's actually why I've had to sort of readjust my cameras and everything. So let me show you the pieces, and then I'm going to show you how these all work together. So like I said, the top part you get, the top part you get your main bridge, and it's 3 sections. You can hear the heft already. So what you're going to get are 2 end pieces, okay, that have slopes to them. And then you get your centerpiece. And I didn't get hungry, I didn't take a bite out of this. There's reasons why you have these particular shapes. It's so it interlocks together, and you have the option of working these in different ways. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool permutations with this design, so that it's not just the same old bridge every single time. You can vary how it looks, how it appears. You can have it look so it's like a ruined bridge by just, use one of these and it's dangling off into the river, something like that. But one thing I do want to mention is you will notice with this particular plastic, it has almost a rubber-like feel to it. It's definitely a hardy, sturdy plastic. And the paint, I also wanted you to see, because there's fun little details like you have moss growing on the stones and the cobblestones themselves. I really like the cobblestone work. It's not all the same level for the stonework. You know how some people have the stonework and it almost looks like subway tiles because it's so uniform? You get this fantastic variation. There we go. That's lighting I wanted. You get this fantastic variation so you can see some of the stones are more recessed than the others and some stick out further than the others, just like you would see in an old stone bridge. Really awesome detail. Let's see here. Will WizKids be doing a trap set for 40 settings or warlock tiles similar to the old Tomb of Annihilation? I am not sure about that, Leonardo. That's something I would have to check into. Already got your answer there for you, Fred. Yes, you can use these as broken stone bridges as well. But these are just the quick little details I wanted to show you with these pieces. So this is the top layer of what you get in your blister pack. I'll set this over here. Second layer down, you get your elevation pieces. So for the centerpiece one, you have this. You can see same detail. And you'll notice, let me use the center for that one. You'll notice there is this notched piece so that it's just a matter of putting the two together, okay? But this raises the bridge up to a different height. So that's the center one. And then you have your side pieces like this. So they take on more of going up a hill, and you have cart wheel grooves. And again, these key pieces so that the bridge top will lock into place on top of the base here. So that's the second layer. And then third layer is all the lovely little bits, which I actually have in a separate container. This is not included, but I've put everything into a container. You can see you get all these fun little things here. This one's not included. We'll talk about the troll though. So let me switch to overhead. Here we go. And I do need to fix the focus because we don't need it so zoomed in. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so we have our focus back out to where I need it. Are there plans, Joel? Oh, there are some fantastic plans in the work for our warlock tiles. Yes, there are some really... I'm excited because there's more and more that's happening and developing. So yes, we are getting some options to take some different turns. So this is the bridge first layer. And as you can see, you have all these little bits. And it's basically just a matter of locking them together like so. Okay? And here's the other great thing. And this is something I've also said for our warlock tiles, if you've seen our warlock tile videos. You have it where there is the grid factor going on, which is fantastic for people who like to use their grid. And you also have it so that it blends in well to the bridge itself. It's not glaring, it's not popping out to the front. You're like, that's a lot of grid to take in. So I think this is really nicely designed. And if you want to, here's another fun feature. You don't have to have it as big and as wide as it is. And you can bring it down to this size of a bridge. So you have the ability to sort of permutate what you want to do with it. But same thing, it locks in on itself. Just want to roll it around a little bit so you can see. You have that going for you. Now let me show you how it works with the elevated pieces. Okay, so you have, and this is where just simply my desk is not quite big enough, so I'm going to do the best I can to get everything on here. So you just simply take, see how you have this, flip it over so it rests on that on one side. Same thing for the other. Okay, you can see that going. Now I'm bringing in my centerpiece. And this, I think this is a fun way to do a broken bridge. If you wanted to, you could leave this as is and have it as a piece you could play and use as an element of, if the players want to jump down and jump back up and, you know, do your dex checks or your acrobatics or athletics if you want to do that for D&D. But that is one broken bridge thing you could do. But as you can see, you can put this on top and then lock these together. Oops. There we go. The same thing on this side. And see if I can push this so that you get most of the bridge. So you can see this is what it looks like on its elevated pieces. And these do have something fun to go into that. So let me, I might have to take the bridge apart. Yeah. Let me do this. Let me pull this so I can do that and you can see the fun little features here in better focus. There we go. So this has some lovelies that will fit right in there. And they have some fun pieces that go along with those as well. So this is the, I'm trying to find its actual, all right, here we go. So you have these guys. All right, you see this? And you'll notice there are these T-shapes both in here and sticking out on these posts. All right, so they all have it, same piece, you get 4 of them. So what you do, you can see right here are those T's. Take the one that's sticking out and it's just a matter of pressing it up and in and against and it locks that into place. And then do the same thing on the other side. Ta-da. And now that fills in those spots. And again, there's 4, so you can do that on the other side too. But these have a lot of cool extra accessories that go along with them that I want to show to you as well. So you get these caps that you could put on top if you want. So you just get a nice capped finish to your stone bridge, just like that. And then another fun piece. Let's say you want to have it so that the bridge is inaccessible or closed off. You just have to put in this chain, which, hold on, let me do it this way. It's easier, I found, if I take it off and put it on separately and then attach it to the bridge. So I'm just basically hooking these up into those little T-joints. So that way it is put together like that. And then you can just attach it to your bridge. And you have that as a fun little feature going on there. Lots of fun. Well, hello, mini terrain domain. And let me take those off. They are nice and secure. I really do like these keys, so you can lock them into place. So you have that. You can also have it where if the bridge is open and not chained up, you get these pieces. Okay, same deal. You just stick it in to the T-joint and look at that. Isn't that fun? It's just all these little extra details that come with the accessories that really start changing up the appearance of the bridge in and of itself. What else do I want to show you from this? Oh, there's so much in here. Oh, whoa. That's right. Come here. So if you wanted to, instead of these end caps, pop one of these off. If you wanted to, you can get it so you have these. These are fun. Okay, so you're gonna get these 4 spears, or yeah, these 4 spear-like pieces. Okay, spikes. That's the word I want. Spike. So you get these 4 spikes, and you're gonna get 2 skulls and 2 that look like wolf heads on top. Well, they are wolf heads. So here is one with the skull on top, but this is the fun part. You can actually remove them. I definitely recommend you keep these safe because this is small. But then you can slide it back into place. So let me do that right now. Slide it back into place onto the spike, and then you can simply place the spike into that opening at the end. And you can see it gives it a rather ominous appearance. Is this the bridge you'd want to cross? Spiked skull at the end. So those are really fun. Let me show you the one with the wolf head on it because that's wonderfully gory as well. So again, you get 4 of these spikes and you get 2 of the wolf heads and 2 of the skulls. So there's the wolf's head. And that's the back of it. Nice and gory, right? And same thing, you would simply place this into that opening there. Oops, hold on. There we go. So it goes into the opening, and if you wanted to, you can remove that, and it's just the spike. Or you can put it right back on if you so choose, just like that. It's kind of a fun little hee. And let me see here. Oh, and then you have separate bases. If you want to just have these independently sort of placed near the bridge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 2 kind of setups so that will pop into place and ta-da! So you can have that just as its own separate entity. Not necessarily at the end of the bridge, but you can place it around different parts of the bridge even if you want to do it that way. And we have 4 of these barricades. And I will say these points are actually nice and pointy. That's one of those things I will say. Just be careful when you take them out of the packaging because you do have nice points. But you get 4 of these guys to place. Again, you can use that in front of your bridge as a barricade. And you get 2 piles of rubble. Rubble, toil and trouble. You get 2 of them. And there's just such fun detail in these. I took a good look at the painting yesterday and there's highlighting going on. There are, like I said, those little touches of moss, which is just those extra details that really give it a unique appearance. There are those words we want to string together. Let's see here. I'm going to quickly flip over. Cue dramatic music when the players reach the bridge. Yes, absolutely. Dun 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 type of stuff. So here's what I thought would be. Oh, and then last but certainly not least, my darlings, there is a little guardhouse here. And again, going back into those little extra details, look at this. And you have the finial on the top, right there. You get 2 of these come along with this packaging. I'll give this a nice little spin. And this has a really nice weight to it too. This is the kind of plastic where you put it down on the table and you can hear it's not hollow. It's not something that's going to be knocked over easily. It has a heft of its own. Again, talking to the quality. And again, going back to the stone design, it's not just like that flat subway tile repetitive pattern thing. You get this lovely mix of recessed stones, stones that stick out more, different shapes, some that have broken cracks through them. It really plays into those fine details that I think really make terrain pieces stand out. And this is speaking as one who makes terrain. I've made things like this before in the past, and these are little details I like to include in my own build. So it's really cool to see a product out there that will offer those little extra touches. So there's that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to shift the bridge down so it fits better into scale. Because if I do the full bridge out, it gets a little tricky to show everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out centerpiece. But do note that the centerpiece also has the option to put in those caps if you wanted to, or put in the spikes. But just for the sake of space, so you can see how this bridge can change its look, I'm going to take out the center and just set it off to the side. And let's put this guy together. And the first one I'll put, so you can get a nice little setting going on here. I'm going to do this so it's like the guardhouse. Or the guarded bridge, I should say. So let's just say we put one over here. And you do get 2 guards with it. This is included. All right, so you get these 2 miniatures. So here are the guards you will get. All right, so we'll put one over. Actually, let's do it like this. We'll set it up like this, set our scene this way. And I'm going to put the one guard here. So they are ready for whomever's going to cross the bridge. And we can put the other guard up over here. Sort of the in-between guy, quite literally. And then I will put on another cap. I'll get the other two out. Put the caps on these as well. And again, I'm a fan of these different options, of these different permutations. So you can change the look with just a few quick clicks of pieces to include. Oh, we have a question from Leonardo. Speaking of guards, do you know if WizKids will be releasing a pack of pre-painted city town guards similar to the monster packs they've released previously? We need armies. Thank you, Leonardo. I will make sure that question gets passed along and see what we can find out. I do try and keep track. Actually, we'll go back and read through chat one more time. So we've had a couple of really good questions about future products. I will see if I can get some answers for you and get back to you on that. So we have that, so it gives it a more finished off look. And then I would have it where, I don't know, maybe have it so it's like this side. We'll get the coiled chain. Hold on, I should have done this before. I do find it easier to put the pieces you want in these posts ahead of time. There we go. So we'll do the coiled chain there. And on the other side, he helps if you get it in the right spot. Yoink. And back into place. So you can see it has the coils at the end. Isn't that fun? So we're getting this set up to look like a right proper gauded. What else would be fun to include with this one? And well, we can have it so that the other side has the chain going across. For funsies, why not? And that gets you set up for an encounter. Right then and there, you have your two guards, your bridge to cross. One side is chained off, being kept off limits. There we go. But that's one permutation of what you can do with this bridge. So it looks like a town bridge or a city bridge type of setup. But you know, there are some other fun pieces and another way to present this bridge if you so wanted. You could make it the broken bridge like we talked about before, but there are these fun things that say, beware of the troll and troll bridge, have coin ready. So I think it's time we set this up to be a troll bridge. You know I have been sitting on this one. You got to pay the troll. Let's make this look more like a troll bridge setup because I think that's just such a fun and clever thing to do. So you get more use out of this. So I am going to take off all of my little bits of chains and let's remove our guards and the guardhouse. Place that off to the side. I'm going to pull out one of these fun barricades and just stick it on the end there. And I think we need to bring out some spiked heads. I think that would be rather appropriate for a bridge of a troll. And that means I'm going to pop off the caps here. And we'll do one wolf, one skull on each side. I think it'll be a fun way to do it. So one wolf. Where's the other two? That and that. One wolf, one skull. And again, pop, pop. One wolf. And the skull gets into place there. Let me put these away. And I'm going to put my fun little signs we have going here. I'm trying to get it so we can, let's do it this way. This has a more open angle. Yoink. So do that. I'm going to put our sign here. Beware of troll. And I'll put another one like up here on top with another sign going there. And, oh, let's have some rubble too. That could be fun, right? Put some rubble over here. Actually, I'm gonna put it by here on the sign. That'll be fun. And here we have our troll. Now this is the Wardlings troll. It's a WizKids miniature. So I think we need to have this fellow just sort of standing front and center on his bridge because you know, you got to pay the troll. So you get that fun little troll set up too. But yeah, that's really, there's so much more you can do with this bridge, simply because I could even take these off the risers and put it so it's a lower bridge and get it mapped out that way. You can elongate it again by putting in that centerpiece so it's a larger, more intimidating bridge. Let's see if I can tilt this up just a little bit so you can see. But you can see how this all pulls together. You're getting a little behind the scenes here, folks. Pardon. But it's a really awesome product and setup because of the way you can change and manipulate and get this going as different settings. I know personally, speaking from personal experience, I have made things where it's kind of been a one-shot piece and they're fun and they're great and they definitely have wow factor, but anything that you can bring into play where you can get different appearances and different looks and a lot more use out of each of the pieces, to me that's a major thumbs up, just speaking as one who collects and has terrain as well as a GM. I mean, the more I can get use out of things and change it up a little bit, great. You could even have the storyline go where your adventurers cross this bridge. They've, you know, worked with this troll for one reason or another. They come back and the bridge has been destroyed and the troll is now missing and they had something to give to the troll, so they have to go on. Like, this is how my brain works, but this is to show you that once you get going with this, it can help you shape your campaign and the story of your campaign as well. Let me just zip back over to the chat and see what if there's any other questions coming through. Wardlings, yes, Wardlings is so much fun, and there is the game from Renegade that is also the book that Elisa Teague wrote. That's out. Go and check that one out too. It's a really fun system, not just for kids. It is fantastic for bringing kids into the game, but it's really a great game for everyone. I will make sure to say that about the Wardlings. Let me see here. Anything else? Yes, I'm a fan of this bridge set as well. So we have that going. And again, this is coming out September 2nd. This is available for pre-order now. So that's a matter of, let me tip this down so this is more focused on the bridge than what's going on behind the scenes. I'm going to do this so we get a good visual of the bridge itself. So this is something where contact your FLGS, let them know you want to check out, yoink, you want to check out this bridge or place your pre-order today and have all these fun things happening. And one thing I will make a point of mentioning here is with the bridge, when you go to place your minis on the sides of the bridge, just be sure to place your minis down and make sure they're secured. They will stay, all right? They will stay. If you go to plunk them down too fast, you might have them slide on you, but that's because, and this is gonna happen with any type of terrain with incline. Let me put that out there. Whenever you're working with an incline, oftentimes you might find minis want to do a little shuffle shift. So if you place these down carefully, the incline on this bridge is at a level where it shouldn't slide down, provided you are placing them and not kerplunking them and like pulling your hand away quickly. But they will stay put with thought and care. See, he's staying. Ta-dum. Okay, so just a little thing I wanted to mention too, because I know in the past there have been people with bridges where the things just slide right off. It doesn't happen here. You just have to be aware of how you're placing your miniatures. Very simple. But that is the bridge, and again, it comes with so many fantastic pieces just to sort of change it up and give it a different look. And the price on this is $149.99. Fred, thank you for asking about that one. You could do poster, Fred's saying if you want to keep things in place, you could do poster tack. I will say poster tack I have found sometimes can kind of stick in the grooves and stuff, so that's not my recommendation, but it was suggested in the chat. I will say that much. So yes, this is a really amazing piece. This is a versatile piece, and it comes pre-painted. It has those great details. You can see, look at the stone. The stonework alone, I am just hugely thrilled with, because that's pretty sharp. So this I cannot recommend enough to you if you are a serious terrain collector, and if you really like getting your scene set up on the tabletop itself, you're going to find this bridge a super helpful, useful piece. And I also like the fact that a lot of these other pieces that come with it, you can use independently. I mean, yes, you have these signs that say, beware of troll. You could place that elsewhere in your campaign to sort of hint to something coming up ahead. The barricades, you get 4 of these, so you can put those into a combat encounter where you are fighting, you know, a group of bandits or something along those lines. The rubble, You get 2 of these. The rubbles you can put, you know, in some ruins, in some dungeons, everything like this. So even though you're getting these pieces for the bridge itself, you can use them elsewhere. So there really is a big bang for the buck. I mean, I would even use this in a cemetery scene. I'm not even kidding, because this could be cool, like an open mausoleum or something like that. So there's so many different things you could do with it beyond just the bridge setup itself. And I think that was that. Yeah, that was everything that came with this particular set. Fantastic stuff. Really happy. The only thing not included in the set, just be sure we know, is our lovely troll. Okay, the troll is a separate miniature, pre-painted though. It's part of the Wardlings line, and I did make sure that it's also in the description down below for you too, so you can access the information to get that ordered if this is the type of troll you want to get. Don't forget, we also have the Noel's Marvelous Miniatures trolls, because there's one that just came out today with our UPM 12 Wave 12 UPM unpainted miniatures, as well as our classic troll that has been floating around for a while too. Just saying, if you want to get trolls for your bridge, you'll be set and ready in that department. But I really think this is a lovely piece, and I wanted to give you a chance to see it in its various forms and the potential that you could have with it using this in game. Let me just do one more quick little look here, and it looks like get the gargantuan white dragon pics for the... Yes, I am working on the pictures, Manga Comments. We'll see what we can do with that one as well. So this is everything I had to share for you today. So don't forget, you can, as of today, get your WizKids Deep Cuts Castle Royal Court, as well as your Castle Kingdom Retainers. Those are both $39.99. Contact your FLGS for those. You can also get, which has already come out, it came out in 2019, the Castle Barracks, another fantastic pre-painted set, great for setting the scene and bringing in all those little bits and items that you want for your table. That one is $49.99, and again, information is in the description below. And this fellow is available for pre-order now, coming out September 2nd. So soon. You have a couple more weeks to get your pre-orders in, but this one will be out soon, coming soon to an FLGS near you type of situation. But you can get your orders going for that. And yeah, while you're here, thank you so much to everyone who hung out in the chat and asked all your questions. Always good to get those going and hear what you have to say about the products and get your reactions, quite frankly. So thank you for joining me. While you're here, if you haven't done it yet, and of course I'm going to do this because we're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring your bell so you get the notifications as to when, you know, things like this goes live or when we've uploaded new videos. We do have some videos that are going to be coming down the pipeline very soon for you for our HeroClix lines. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh yeah, hi, I'm Vee Mus'e. Thank you so much for joining. Forget it. Thank you so much for joining me this hour. I very much enjoyed it. If you want to check things out, and again, people were asking about this from the previous stream, you can check things out on my YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, if you want to figure out how to make terrain, paint miniatures, and all that loveliness too. Thank you so much. I look forward to next week, where I'm going to show you some awesome Pathfinder sets that we have going on, as well as miniatures. So if you want to get a closer look at some Pathfinder deals, come back next week, and I'm going to show off some just for you to get a nice up close and personal look at that. And that being said, I think that's everything for this week. Thank you again, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to end the stream like I always love to end a stream. Actually, let me flip this up to playing Where's My Mouse, because if I don't play Where's the Mouse game, hi pencil, found my pencil, there's my mouse. So let me just say this before you go. Have a great rest of your week. I hope you have wonderful weekends. Always be sure to contact your FLGS, see how they're doing, see what you can get from them. And until then, I will see you next Wednesday. Same day, same time, different date. Be good to yourselves, everyone, and be good to each other. Until next week, bye!